My name is Mark, and people know me on the trail as 2-Pack. Hey, come on a quest with me as I continue to hike along the Appalachian Trail. It should be a real big adventure. Today is August 19th, and we're taking a zero today. Just resting up, resupplying, giving our legs a chance to recuperate. Tomorrow we have a very tough climb. It's actually the steepest climb of the whole Appalachian Trail, and it's also going to be about 6,000 feet of elevation climb. And probably going to put my trekking poles in my backpack because it's going to be all hand over hand. Hey everybody, it's August the 20th, and we just got dropped off at Mahoosic Notch, and we're going to climb the Wildcats today, the steepest mountain on the trail. It's going to be a lot of elevation gain, and you can see part of it behind me. Before we go up the Wildcats, we hit a little pond in the middle of the mountains. Beautiful landscape. Coming straight up the Wildcats. This is how we kind of climb up the mountain today. Is it steep?
Steep is a good word.
Comes Ranger 1 behind. You just have to do it slow and steady, one foot in front of the other. Holy moly, we have to go up that.
All right, here we go. The Wildcats, where they get their name. We're doing something different. I'm actually using 2-Pack's phone here, and we're going to film him going up the first.
Wild.
We've actually put our trekking poles away now, because this is pretty much what the day's going to be like.
That's why I think he should be called Squirrel.
Good job, 2-Pack.
Okay, go.
Just want to take you up to a view. We're not even close to the top of the mountain. Wind's starting to kick. Actually, I don't know if you can see, but that's where we started from this morning, all the way down there. Up on top of Wildcat Mountain. This is only one of the Wildcats though. We got 4 more to go. Maybe we could have rode the tram up here, the ski lift. Oh well. Another scenic view. We have Bright Angel here, who found a perfect lunch spot to rest. Bright Angel, where are you from?
I'm from California.
Cool. What you doing up in the mountains of New Hampshire?
I'm doing a seasonal job out here, and then I just here to explore the White Mountains and enjoy all the beauty that it has to offer.
And how are you liking the trails?
I really love it. It's challenging, like, yeah, really steep, no switchbacks, just going straight up these mountains, but the views are always really rewarding, and I love how green everything is, and it's so different from back home, so it's cool to just see something so different and so beautiful in such a different way.
Neat. So can I take a look at your shoes that you're hiking in? Oh my gosh. You're not wearing shoes at all?
No.
How long have you been doing that?
I guess I've always loved hiking barefoot as a kid and stuff, or just walking around barefoot everywhere. And then I probably got more into the barefoot hiking maybe like 4 years ago or something. Yeah, but I really love it. When you get used to it, I find it's a really great way to hike. Just let the feet breathe, you know, and your feet don't get sweaty, you don't get blisters, and they don't smell bad.
Okay. Do your feet hurt at all?
Sometimes, like if I walk for a really long time barefoot, usually by the end of the day, like the soles can start being sore. But usually the next day or maybe the day after, they're back to normal again. So.
And how many miles would you say you walk a day?
When I'm hiking, like usually between, I don't know, like 7 to 15 in a day.
That's a long time to be on your bare feet.
Yeah. I enjoy it a lot, especially in the mud.
Any stories you can tell us that happened with you in the walking barefooted?
This one lady, she said hi to me first before she saw my feet, and we like smiled at each other, and then she looked down at my feet, and then she just like went and then just didn't make eye contact again and kept walking, you know, like she just didn't even know what to say. It was so funny.
I didn't know what to say when I saw you were walking like that. Hey, is there anybody back home you'd like to say hi to?
Just to everyone that I've met on my travels, I guess. Hi, and thank you for helping me on my journey in whatever way you did.
Well, happy trails.
Thank you, happy trails.
So we have to hike down to the hut down in there in the valley and then climb all the way on top of Carter's Dome. And then there's another peak after that, which is North Carter. And then somewhere beyond that is Imp Shelter, where we're going to be spending the night. So when you go into the Wythes, you buy a pass for $20. And it entitles you to camp in certain areas, and also you can cash in on a bowl of soup and 2 baked goods at the huts. And I just ate a gingerbread cake, and this is a blueberry coffee cake. And the hostess is cooking up some black bean soup for us, and that will make a good meal before we go up to Carter's Dome. And here is my black bean soup with a slice of bread with it. Can't wait to dig in. Coming up to North Carter's Dome. Coming up to the summit. How about those views? Mountains, mountains, mountains all around us. Our campsite is somewhere along those mountains, but we're still 6 miles away, and it's 3 o'clock. It's going to be a late evening, folks. Good morning, people. It is August 21st, and we stayed here at the Imp Shelter. It was a 13-mile hike yesterday, but it took us 12 hours to get here. That's how steep the mountains were, up and down. So we got about an 8-mile hike back into Gorham, and we're going to stay at the Barn Hostel again for the evening, gear up, and then out in the trail again tomorrow. Well, there's the direction we need to go in. Looks like dark clouds are rolling in, and it's super windy this morning. I hope we don't run into any rain. We need to climb all the way up there before we can start descending down into town. All right, we're at the summit of Mount Moriah, 4,028 feet, and you can see we're in those dark clouds that I told you about this morning. So no visibility here on top. Believe it or not, on top of the Mount Moriah, it's fairly wet. Rattle River. Looks like a good place to take a bath. Here we are, folks, 1,900 miles. I got 298 miles to go. It's Tuesday Coming to a pretty spot on the trail. Just climbed several feet, several hundred feet. The trail seemed to flatten out a bit. Got some small pines mixed in with some large ones. Can you see that red squirrel up there? He's looking down on us. He makes a funny sound. We're on the summit of one of these rolling mountains, and it's just gorgeous up here. I don't know how these trees grow on top of a rock bald, but somehow they do and they survive. This is what they call the ledges. And my guess down there is Gorham, and Madison and Washington behind it. It's hard to believe that just 5 days ago I was over on those peaks, and now I'm over at this peak looking at them. I just love these ponds that are in the middle of the mountains. They're just so beautiful. And today is a gorgeous day. Well, this is Gentane Pond, and the shelter is about 30 yards up the hill from me. And this is going to be our camping for tonight. What a beautiful setting. Maybe if we get up tomorrow morning early, there'll be a moose on the other side of the pond. Wouldn't that be cool? Hey everybody, it's August 23rd, and we are hiking about 10 miles today to Full Goose Shelter, and that's going to be the shelter that's right before the Mahoosic Notch, which is the hardest mile on the Appalachian Trail. But we've got some hills to climb today still, and should be a nice day. It looks like the sun is coming up, and look forward to my hike today. This morning we're climbing Mount Success, 3,565 feet in elevation, and it is quite a climb. It's not quite straight up, but steps all the way and sheer rock a lot of the way that you have to make sure you don't slip on. And then I'm only about maybe halfway up there. I'm on top of Success Mountain. You can see all the terrain in the back of New Hampshire. In the distance, there's a few windmills, so I can zoom in on that. Holy mackerel, folks, do you see what I see? It's the New Hampshire Maine state line. Finally in our 14th state, Maine. Goodbye, New Hampshire. Enjoyed the whites and the big mountains, but now to move on. 282 miles to go. Yee-haw! Let's do this. Look how beautiful Maine is. I don't even see a town from here.
This is the trail. Vertical rock. Tupac made it up there. I'm gonna hope I can. Here's Tupac trying to make the impossible climb.
Water dripping on my head.
That's to keep you cool.
Whoa.
Long way down. Don't quit yet.
So here we are on East Goose Mountain, and the mountain over there is one we just climbed, that steep cliff. We came back down it and then climbed this one. Check out the horizon. Hey y'all, it's August 24th and it's a gorgeous morning. Missed sunrise by a little bit, but we're just above the Mahoosic Notch, and which is the hardest mile on the AT. It's actually a big canyon with rock cliffs on both sides and big boulders the size of school buses that are falling into the valley, and you got to kind of scramble across this mile canyon and get to the other side. The trails aren't marked, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see how our path goes. All right, we're about to go into the notch, and before I do that, I'm going to eat my breakfast meal. It's a Met RX bar. This one is a salted caramel brownie crunch bar. They are good. They're high in protein and calories. Give me enough energy to get through it. Here is how the gorge starts, and then it gets worse. You can see the steep cliffs on either side of the notch from here.
It's a good handhold, about a foot in front of your left. Okay. Sorry.
Way to go. Got a couple of rocks in my way. See if I can get over them.
Actually, one of the tunnels we have to climb through. That was one of the easy ones. Don't let the panting fool you.
Wow, we finished the notch. That was a lot of fun. It took us an hour and 45 minutes to do 1 mile. It was like a big gymnasium that we had to crawl over and under rocks and swing and jump and whatnot. So everybody came out safe. Had a little scratch on my right shin, but other than that, I'm good. And now we got to climb the arm, which is a mountain behind us, and 1,500 feet elevation climb, yes. So it's going to be a hot, sweaty one. Wow, that Mahoosic arm was quite steep and long and rocky. That's no joke. It was some climb. And then we're on top here of the arm, and we're going to go down a little bit into a bog, get some water, stop at a shelter and eat lunch. And then we're going to climb those mountains that you see in the distance. Look at this gorgeous lake in the middle of the mountains on Mahoosic Arm Ridge. And it is stopped up by a beaver dam, which we have to cross because the trail leads north that way. Well, it's not what I expected, but had a crazy day yesterday. Very steep hills. We were exhausted after 9+ miles, and we actually camped right in the parking lot at Grafton Notch. When we woke up, well, this morning, it was soaking wet. It had rained all night long, and very windy, and still raining today, as you can see. So a very sweet trail angel named Candace picked us up at the Crafton Notch and drove us all the way down to Bethel. Got some supplies, and we're waiting for Mark and Mary Banky to pick us up and let us stay the night. Here we are at the Banky's second home in Maine, and what a beautiful place this is. They live right next to the lake. They have a beautiful pond in front, and at the lake they can take a boat across the lake and go to the general store and get their supplies and come back, and that's where everybody goes shopping. And there goes Luna.